doing something a little different today. I've got a package of coins here that I ordered from the UK. They're large cents. They run from 1900 up to 1967, and they're just mixed dates. I have no idea what's in here, and I haven't done this in a while. I've been a coin collector ever since I was about 9 or 10 years old, and occasionally I'll buy like a mixed lot of coins like this just to go through. I do have a set of the large cents that I've been working on for years and probably never get them finished, but I'm going to go through these and see what's in here. I don't expect to find anything really rare or anything like that. And there was a few years that they actually didn't make any of these things, so it's not going to be and I'm hoping that they're not all going to be 1967 pennies. Well, we'll see what we got here, and hopefully they're not all worn out and crappy. But that's how they came. They actually only came, I ordered them off of eBay, and it only took them 6 days to get here from overseas. That's just pretty cool. Alright, let's see what we got here. Now, this is an Edward VII. That's a 1910. That's pretty good shape, considering its age. That actually goes right there. Now, I made this board. It's just an old cereal box. Now, this is a 1912. Now, this is actually a George V. Let's see. That one goes right there. We got another George V. It's a 1920. That one go there. That's another George V. 1921. Oh, there we go. There's a Queen Victoria. Oh, 1880. So that's, no, 1889. So that's actually before 1900. So we'll just set that one over there by itself. And what we got here? It's another George V, 1920 again. Oh, there's another Queen Victoria one. There we go. 1900. So that's cool. Put that one right there. Now this is a George VI. This is a 1938. I don't have all of these circles numbered as according to the dates. It just pain in the butt, so I just didn't do it. I just did it the beginning of the decade, and I just figured I'd muddle through there. This is another George VI, 1945. Yeah, some of these are looking pretty good. And I got a couple dogs right here. Yeah, this one's pretty ratty. Yeah, I can't make out a date on that one, so we won't worry about that one. Put that over in the junk pile. Here's another one. It's another Edward VII. I think this one was also. Yeah, so those are two crappy ones there, but yeah, I can't even make out the date on that one. Got a couple junkers there. Okay, this is Edward VII. So 19, what do we got there, 1905. there. So it looks like we got a few crappy ones in here. Now this is a George V. It's a 1915. Now some of the 1915s have like an error or something on them. It has to do, and I'm not going to go into it now. I'd kind of forgotten what it is anyway. So 1915. This is pretty decent. I've kind of forgotten where it's at there. I guess maybe not marking this thing wasn't a good idea. Okay, this is a 1903, so that's an Edward VII. I'm just going to drop them down here. I'm getting all messed up. There's a 1901. That's in really nice shape. So this should be a Victoria. Yep. Yeah, that was nice. Does have maybe a little boo-boo on it there, but that's nice. Yeah, that's the last year. She passed away in 1901, so that would be the last one coinage for her. This George V, 1918. Now there was a few years they didn't make any coins or large pennies, and there's some mint marks on some of them and also some error coins, and I'm not going to go into that because I really don't know that much about them. Then we got another Queen Victoria here. It's another 1901. It's not as nice as the other one. 1948. That's George VI. 1920. That's George V. There's another Victoria. Well, that's another 1900. That's a pretty decent one also. Edward VII. We got there. Looks like a 1909. That's a 1967. This is the last year. Of course, it has Queen Elizabeth. I guess most of us have been alive, over the last 50 years or so, know who she is. Okay, that's a 1918. So that's a George V. Another 1918, George V. That's George VI, 1947. 1920, so that's George V. So 1928, that's another George V. I got one that's been cleaned here, 1938. Yeah, George VI. I've got a few here that's been cleaned. Maybe that's a Elizabeth II. That's a 1967 also. That was pretty nice. That might not be cleaned. That actually might be just one that never really circulated much. The toning's kind of uneven on it. Okay, 1921. George V. Got a 1919. That's George V. There's an Edward VII. 1908. Now we got another Queen Elizabeth. 1896. Well, that's pretty cool. I really didn't think I'd get any of the Victoria ones in here. There's a 1919. Now some of these are mint marked, but this one doesn't have one on it. Okay, we got 1906, George the 7th. 1921, we got several of those already. Now, here's one that's really worn. I actually can't read the date. It's in 1875. Of course, it'd be a Victoria. Got here. Now this one definitely looks like it's been cleaned. It's 1944. George the 6th. We got a 1966. So that's Elizabeth II. Looks like there's quite a few of the Elizabeth II coins. I've been picking through them to try to. Yeah, that's another one. 1967. I was hoping we wouldn't get too many 1967 coins, but looks like we might get some. Another 1967. Another 1967. $1966. It's a 1962. It's Elizabeth II, of course. Another 1966. I was really hoping we weren't going to get loaded up with these because I've had these in my set for years. That's a 1963. Another 1963 Elizabeth II. Got a bit of a shiny one here. 1966. Yeah, that's probably not been cleaned. The rim actually feels a little sharp on it, so it probably just didn't circulate, but it looks pretty good. And this one here looks uncirculated also. It's a nice clean coin. That's a 1966, so yeah. $1963. It's another 1967. And the last one here. Queen Elizabeth II, 1967. Well, I was hoping I wouldn't get a ton of 1967, but yeah, well, not too bad. Did get quite a few of them though. Now these two coins here were the two crappiest ones in there. Now this one's got a hole in it, and it's not rare or anything. I can't read the date on this one. It's really, it looked like it went through a fire or whatever, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to get the Queen Victoria ones, which is kind of nice. And as far as my set goes, I think don't think I got anything that would that could really add to my set. I didn't see anything. I think these, you know, this 1896, like this one's a nice coin, but I already have one, and this 1889, I do need this for my set, which this one isn't great, but and I'm not sure what the mintage was on it, but yeah, that's nice. I got, you know, I have it until a better one comes along anyway, which is kind of cool. And then this one's really worn. This is the 1875. I actually don't have this one in my set either, and it'll, you know, it'll fill up the hole. It's not, you know, it's not worth anything, but it's a nice hole filler until I get a better one. But yeah, that's kind of nice. Now these things didn't really cost all that much. The coins were fairly cheap. the shipping cost just about as much as the coins did. And the only thing I might be able to do is upgrade some of the ones that I have. It would have been nice to have been able to fill up a few more holes, but that's okay. And I do see some that are probably better than some of the ones I have. And, you know, the ones that I have left over, I have some other ones, and, you know, maybe I'll just sell them on to somebody else or whatever. But, yeah, it's kind of fun. But anyway, that'll do it for this one. And, yeah, maybe we'll do it again sometime.